Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor and welcome to Tanker Tuesday Siege of Shanghai Rush, where a teammate gets so upset he starts ramming us with the Amtrak, aka the big salt shaker, over and over after he got rolled 3 rounds in a row. This is my first mistake talking about some of my pushes and my holds. Usually I stay back at the starting blocks to use as cover. Bait their piece of armor into this corner that I'm actually playing, trying to get a quick disable, use APS to cover the distance, then finish him off. But I'm not using my HE shell, which does a ton of damage. This is AP shell. Even though he's giving me that side, I'm missing a couple shots, I'm doing less damage. Not to mention, they're quickly refilling this area with infantry, and I'm about to be locked with a javelin, and an RPG is about to come at me. Remember, do not overextend yourself with the tank. Why? Look to my right. Missile incoming. Maybe a straw with that type of bend. I've overextended myself. I'm only as strong as the infantry around me. The good thing is I'm getting some repairs here. Then, of course, never hug that concrete if you're an infantry player. Stand back about 5 feet. So if that tanker blows it up, you're not going to get blown to smithereens with it. So here's what we have. We have a minute and a half of freedom because we got that tank down. What do you want to do? Support your MCOMs and keep the bad guys from rushing. No one's going to blindly rush into these 3 doors if there's a 60 to 65 ton piece of armor along with the Amtrak on the other angle. You simply mow them down. And I've got a pretty decent secondary gunner who's picking and pecking and racking up the kills as well. Believe it or not, even though the secondary gunner's in charge of primary reps, they can outfrag you easily because they just have to worry about the squishy targets. And here's something a lot of people don't know. That concrete up there, easily take it down with the HMG so they can't head glitch your infantry or even head glitch your tank. Now look at this positioning. Pay attention to the minimap there. There's guys back there. That's something I have to worry about. This angle right here, I just gave them the perfect shot, so I have my finger on the APS key. Just in case I hear or see on that minimap a couple guys rushing, I'm going to pop my APS because they hit me with an RPG from that angle. Critical disable. I cannot change the base of my tank, just my turret. Also, the back angle is too high for me to shoot them at that point. I'm going to eat another RPG, probably spelling my doom. So these transitions are very important when you're trying to clean out the bad guys. It's important to get them all. They changed the verticality of this map. They can no longer be on top of you with all the spawn beacons and, of course, all the elevators going up, but they can still easily get around you. I showcased a few rounds on live stream where we blown up a flank and picked up a quick 10-15 kills and kept their armor at bay. Slow and steady is what pays the bills here. So I'm giving the armor and, of course, the RPGs my front. Trying to minimize that damage, but the big RPG hurts pretty bad. So I'm waiting for this guy to re-peek, hopefully get the kill, and then pull up. That's the thing. If you're staying still as a tanker, you're probably taking more damage than you should. So don't forget, if you're full steam, give it a brake check. Pull all that momentum out, because if somebody's using the big, heavy RPG, they have to put that lead on you. The more the distance, the harder it is for them to do. Just slam on the brakes. Slam it in reverse sometimes, even if you think the coast is clear. Now, you can shoot this down. You can lob HE, AP, all the shells in here. This is just a kill box. Absolutely nasty, but it's a free spot for the defenders to go in. They can go into that back hallway and be somewhat protected on the flanks. Now, see those guys coming from that back spot? They still haven't been dealt with, and here's the problem. I'm going to pull out. What could be behind me on the other side? The tank. RPGs creeping. Infantry creeping. But if you look at my minimap now, I've got a pretty steady stream of friendlies going that way. A little bit of protection. Again, a tank is only as strong as the infantry around him, and that goes both ways. So now I can kind of have some more confidence in my position. Have to change the back angle of my tank so I can have that down angle. That's something you have to be thinking about. What position do you want to get disabled at? Right? Because if you get disabled at a wrong enough position, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, and then you're playing the angle game, just taking massive, massive damage. And that tank that we were talking about, here he comes. He's right around this corner. So now it's about countering him and the position, quickly swinging my side around. He popped APS. I'm going to pop APS and then take care of the guys that are falling out. Now, he's between a rock and a hard place. Radical actually got out to put some extra pressure on him, and him hitting that car messed up my shot. Just slowed me down just a touch. I let him just a little bit too much. This is back from when I was getting used to those AP shells. Don't need the lead. Don't need the heavy drop. They don't have the heavy drop that the HE shell has. So we're going to let him go away. It's very, very, very important not to chase kills in the armor. It's more about protecting those positions. You can always go back to that piece of armor when you've got a little bit of help. And now, look at my primary ammo. I'm down to 2 shots. That's also something that you have to juggle when playing Battlefield 4. In Battlefield 3, you just spammed as quickly as your shell came back up. Battlefield 4, you can't. So we got that tank down. We got through. And now this next set of MCOMs, there's not much you can do except cut down the enemies that are trying to come back into the rubble once you get their piece of armor down. And this is where the salty Amtrak will be coming in. In between this transition and the next, we just constantly get rammed once we get across this bridge and get this armor down. And we're actually going to make a shot, I believe, through the artwork. I asked my gunner, can I do this? Can I not do this? I don't know. So there's one underneath it, got the vehicle hit. I changed my positioning on the bridge, another means of cover that I can actually get a shell over on this side. I don't want to stay on the right side of the bridge. That gives him the easy shot. So adjust yourself, get on the left side of the bridge, and we get that kill, and then we work our way up. So after about 6 or 7 minutes of ramming in between this transition, there's just a little bit more going on, and we're off. I'm going to show you a great spot to repair and another risk and reward type push. This is a bottleneck for armor, right? You've got all these angles, all these locks. I'm trying to back up. There's not a lot of cover. You're in a lot of trouble when you're in this position. So what can you do? You just simply fall all the way back. And more than likely, you're not going to have a super salty Amtrak driver trying to ram you over and over. So we pull back here. We clear this out, and then we're going to come back. So here we got their piece of armor exposed. He's inside of this. And remember, you can HMG through all this stuff. You don't have to blow it up, although blowing it up helps. But here we go. Tanks on the opposite side. We've got infantry all around us, and this is the ultimate oil change, quick change garage. I need a fill up. I need some window washer cleaner. I need some mobile one in the tank. Hook me up. Completely protected unless somebody rushes you with basically slams, C4, a couple of RPGs. So this is the point where you want to keep your tank alive just as a deterrent for the bad guys from pushing that lane. If there's a tank there, support players and snipers and assaults probably won't even come down that lane because they can't close that distance. The C4 is only going to work if they're close. High risk, high reward. If this was HE, this had gone a little bit differently. Only 21. Why? Because I didn't have the patience to get the perfect ass shot. That was the ass shot. If you had an HE shell, that would be upwards of 60 damage if I didn't clip the side. It's all about the angles. So getting locked, pulling in, trying to kill as many bad guys as possible. Remember, use APS not just as an assaulting tactic, but a falling back, a defending tactic, right? You know you're going to make this big, crazy flank. Don't pop your APS until you're leaving because it's really quick hit if you're going to do something like that. They have NGs everywhere. Time to get out of dodge. And guess what's there? My quick change, oil change. A little too close to the MCOMs, a little too close to the security gates. Just hit them with the AP shell. Down they go. And trying to leverage little spots that I see on the mini-map, trying to figure out where people play. And again, the HMG is perfectly accurate for the first 2 shots. Don't hold mouse button 1 until they're extremely close. And try to 2-shot, reset, 2-shot, reset, 2-shot, and you'll have sniper-like accuracy trying to reposition. Because now that this is all blown up, the tank shells are going all the way through. Pretty good run, but at the end of the day, we simply did not get the job done because I mess up right here. Backed up into the missile launcher. That's it. One little mistake on the positioning. Now I'm critically disabled. Can't move. Run for your life. We're going down. As always, YouTubers, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Tanker Tuesday. Let me know what vehicle and what loadout and what map you guys want to see next week. I think we're about due for some LAV. Thanks for watching, guys.